Fred didn't have the seat.
Oh, I know.
Look eye to eye.
Oh, he went there, Tom.
Hey, what did they cheer at the end for? Did you tell them it's your
I know, because Cueto, see yeah, tell them it's my last day. I'm leaving next week. No, Cueto, you know, we put this video thing down there, so they want to challenge me on what I said they did and what they said they did. You know, they can challenge me. And I was telling them, but if you challenge me, you better have the goods. So he went over to the film, he challenged me. And I guess he was a little more right than I was. I'd say it was like 70-30. So he in the huddle had a red flag like football and said, remember, coach, if you challenge the coach, guys, you better bring the goods. And he threw the flag on the floor. So it's pretty good for a jerk. That was pretty good.
Tom, you had made it a real good point. This was going to be a time for you to work with your freshmen. And you made a great point the other night in your press conference that people don't get to see practice. Today was interesting watching Marcus get some props for you defensively a little bit.
Yep, it is interesting when you watch practice, good and bad. You know, it's and that's why it doesn't bother me. I mean, you know, sorry that once in a while it gets a little crazy, but it's going to get crazy this week, and it's going to get crazy the week after we come back, because we got a lot of work to do. And when you start figuring the team is good enough to accomplish some things, then you're going to work even harder. And I think they know that. You know, this was good for them. This was a spirited, good day. And before most of you came here, we were even a lot better. I mean, I was really pleased with the practice today.
And you plan on going a couple times today?
Nope. Yesterday was 2 a day. Today is 1 a day with a film session, and tomorrow is we evaluate what my seniors where they are. As far
Tom,
as
with Cumberland and Hill, Maíz, that's a nice little tandem that Campy's got.
You know, Campy, so he knows, he makes me mad because he's got talented guys and he's got good teams year after year, and they lose a couple games that they shouldn't, and then they play us better than they play. It's like the Celtics going against the Lakers. And then once in a while, they don't continue that. And I think right now, he's got two players that are hard to cover. The other thing is, when do upsets happen? They happen with guys that shoot threes. They make 11 threes. I mean, we're shooting the ball pretty well. We make 8.5. They shoot 11, make 11 threes a game. So I'm not going to ballyhoo one way or the other. I'm just going to tell you that it doesn't matter what their record is, and it doesn't matter what ours is. It's been a very good little rivalry. They've always played really well. We've had some great teams that went down to the wire with them. So I'm going to worry about my team now and his team tomorrow and the next day.
Michigan won't play them. In fact, they paid to get out of a series with Oakland. And I'm curious, you play this, and for you, this means a lot for the state of Michigan, doesn't it?
Well, you know, and I mean, let's make sure we say this right. Somewhere in the archives, they're our sister-brother school. I mean, we're connected at the hip. I don't want to make sure that means sister school or brother school in the other sport, but we are. And so that's been one reason. Greg's been a friend, and I think they've been competitive games, you know. I do get mad at them, and I tell them this, because I think they play so well against us that sometimes they drop off for a little bit after, and it costs them getting in the tournament, because there's been a lot of times he's right on that bubble. He's a very good coach. They got a very good team, and it's been a very good series for us.
You respect that he's been there 1,000 years, don't you?
I do respect. I was looking at a clip today, 35 years he's been there. I've been here 35, but not as the head coach. And so, you know, I've done stuff with Greg for charities with cancer. I respect what he's done there, and you know, I'm looking forward to the game. But I'm more looking forward to not how they play, how we play. I really am. I think we got to take some steps forward, and that's what we're going to try to do.
So you see this series continuing long term? I think the deal is technically up after this year. Do you want to see it keep going after this for a while? You know, I never even knew when it was up, and I never knew when it was up before. It seems like it just continues, you know, and so I would think it would continue. I don't know, unless he doesn't want to play it or something.
For you, Tom, what has stood out to you most about these practices?
Well, I think I realize how poor we were in that 6-week or 6-game stretch. You know, we just didn't get to do the things we needed to do, and there's some slippage that we got to get back, and that's not their fault. It's more my fault. And So hopefully we're getting back to a little bit of the fundamentals. We're getting some freshmen some time. We're moving around the lineup some so that we can get guys play with different guys. Today we had Cash on the white team 90% of and I was really impressed because he led them to victory, which was what great players do. So that was impressive. On the other side of it, you know, Foster's played well the last couple of days, and I don't know, it's been really good. 2 days, big deal. Tomorrow will be the third. The more we practice, better for me.
How much of that was with Cassius? Him elevating the guys around him, and how much?
I don't know. You sat and watched it. It's a good question, and I might ask him in a film session why. But to be honest with you, I don't know why. He didn't make every shot. He made some plays, but I think maybe he just elevated the guys around him. It's a good point. I don't know which one, but I know this. He didn't dominate the ball, which was even neater.
What are you looking for Friday that you didn't see Sunday against Green Bay?
Finish. I'm looking for us to finish games, finish halves. You know, I'm looking for me and DJ to do a better job with that substitution and consistency. And so some I'm looking for them to finish better, some I'm looking for me to coach better. Seriously.
Did you challenge Xavier at all to get more involved defensively after the first
Yes.
game? And how were you able to kind of do that?
Because he looks at the basket now. I told you, Xavier's going to be a really talented player. He's shooting the ball better from range. It's his post shots. He's got to get some extension on his jump hooks and that. Just a little more confidence. He's actually got a great left hand. We're only seeing the beginning of Xavier, if you ask me.
Tom, I want to ask you about something Magic said to me. It stood out to me today in practice. He talked about great players make others better.
Yep.
And you alluded to Cash. If Cash was on the green team today, they would have won the scrimmage. He was on the whites and they won it. He's not there yet, not saying he's Magic. But is he taking that next step to go from good to great?
That would be a great question to ask him, since you guys got to see it up close and personal, you know. We haven't done that very often with him. Mm-hmm. And today was a day, and there were sometimes in the summer his team was losing. For some reason, I think the last 2 days he's taken it to heart. And it takes a lot to impress me. I was impressed.
Tom, you like what you saw from Aaron in the preseason. Now, with about a month and a half of him in the rotation, what do you think he's gotten out of that experience?
Well, I don't think he's done as good a job in the last 6 games because of us. You know, he hasn't practiced. He hasn't gotten a chance. He's still playing 15 minutes a game, but he's got to get a little better, and we got to get him this practice time. This is going to be, for a guy like him, this is really going to be critical. For a guy like Foster, and even you know, Gabe has shown some signs. So I don't think it's anything he did wrong. He's still playing almost the same amount of minutes. It's just he needs some practice time to handle it.
You're always demanding in practice, but can you get a little more demanding now that the schedule is
yeah.
Now you can
have a little more fun. It was so boring the last couple of weeks. It was walkthroughs and pat everybody on the butt. Now we can get after it a little bit, and that's good. Good for us. Good for them. Good for me.
That's what quality control is all about. Nick Saban would say it.
It is very true.
Now, why did you shuffle up with Winston to go with Winston?
We wanted to move 1 or 2 guys. We wanted to see how Foster would play with the first group. We wanted to see a little bit yesterday with how Xavier would do with that group. And then we want to see how those other guys lead the group that isn't as good. So it's a twofold thing. How do the subs play with the starters? And how do the starters elevate the subs?
Did you see any positives out of?
Lots out of Cassius. Lots out of Xavier yesterday. Tomorrow I might move Josh or somebody else. You know, I think it puts a little light on things, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they respond. But so far, it's been really good.
When you went back and you watched the game the other night with Matt, some of those defensive lapses, how much of it was just time off and trying to shake that rust off a little bit?
Yeah, I think a little bit of that. I still think we're. You come off finals, you know. I listen to John Beilein's press conference. I listen to other coaches' press conference. You kind of come off finals and you just hope to win a game. But since we were in that position when all those big games, I didn't think we were getting better, so I tried to look at it, we got to get better in this game. And I didn't like the way we finished at all. No, was it fatigue? Was it they hit some shots early? Our running game was phenomenal, and then we quit running in the second half. There were again more positives than negatives. It's just that we're having trouble staying focused. Nick today, having trouble staying focused and with it. And after the fatigue we went through in those months, it's understandable, but now I got to be smart enough to push them, to understand how to do that, but not beat them up, because we're going to need fresh legs come the season.
With Hill Mais, are you going to kind of employ, maybe give him a little X, give him some, just some Nick, just kind of use all three guys, even maybe Kenny?
Yeah, we're gonna rotate some guys on him. I was impressed watching film on him. He's a very, very good player. I heard he's a good kid. He can even shoot a three. He's got a knack around the basket. He uses his body really well. He's impressive, and a couple of those guards are really shooting the ball well. The little kid from that played with Foster this summer and shoots 62% from the three. I don't care what you're doing. It's hard to do that. They're shooting almost 40 as a team, and they shoot a lot of them. And if they're not shooting them, they're pounding it into him. And so hard to double or cheat from the perimeter because they have such good shooters. And as I've said 100 times in the last 10 years, upsets happen with three-point shooting teams.
So much focus on you guys right now. At what point do you start flipping it and dial in on?
Did a little bit today, very little. We're gonna have a film session now, cover a lot of that, and then tomorrow and Thursday will be a lot us, but a lot them. We might even have a walkthrough session that we just spend time doing that.
I know you're looking at the stats. Some things are kind of misleading sometimes. You look at your scoring, what you're allowing scoring-wise isn't great, but then your field goal percentage defense is very good. So it's like
that's the funny one. That's the only one I've never cared about. Only stat I've never cared about. And the reason is Wisconsin led every year. When Bo was there, because they walked it up. And like the other night, we got 75 shots up. They're going to get a lot of chances. And so it's not, I think the score is more because of the style of play. The field goal percentage, three-point and regular, is a much stronger stat.
Did you talk to Mark at all the last 24? How's he doing?
He's doing okay. Unfortunately, I talked to him 25 minutes after it happened. I came out of practice. I had talked to him the night before. He knew things were going bad, but I thought it'd be a little time. And then I talked to him right after practice. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And it just had happened 20 minutes earlier. But I think, like I went through with my dad, and him and I talked about it the night before. I think he was at peace with the fact that his whole family was there, and he shouldn't have to suffer. 92 years old. I'm punching that ticket right now. So if somebody wants to give me that, you got me. I'll die that day. But, it's, as any of us that have lost family members, the finality of it, no matter if you say they lived to 120, and you feel good about that, the finality of something is hard. And but he's a very faith-based guy, and he was sad but good, and appreciative of the years he got, and that's what I was too.
Hey Tom, at this point of the season, are there areas of your team that are a little further ahead of schedule than you expected? Any pleasant surprises 1/3 of the way in?
I've been surprised by our passing, even though we turned the ball over some. And the assist to turnovers, the assist to baskets has been unbelievable. I think we've been a little better rebounding team than I thought we'd be. So that's improved, and that's been good. We were really shooting the ball well early. We didn't shoot the ball as well during those couple of those games, but trying to weigh whether fatigue, better competition, all those things are part of the deal, and that's why I don't want to get carried away by the 100 points the other night, because the opposite takes place sometimes. Although I went into that game worried.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw what they did to Belmont. Very good team, very well coached team. Scored 100 points against them. and Belmont goes out and beats UCLA. I mean, that was, I saw what they did with Oregon and with even Creighton. I mean, when I turned it on, 9 minutes left, it was a 5-point game, you know. And one other one, Oregon, Creighton, Xavier.
Lost by 10 to Xavier, was it?
And somebody else they lost by 8 to. That was good. And I just say, you know, team starts making threes.
Which they did. They started
I mean, look at the start of the game. Yeah, the start of our game. They're banking them in, they're hitting them. They're not a great three-point shooting team. Oakland is. Oakland is.
So, in that game also, you guys have been running the blitz counter break forever since Heathcote, and you have success a lot of times. I don't remember a time when, I mean, they had about 30 field goals. And I swear they had a blitz back at them, at least half of the field goals.
That's what their coach said. He thought our running game was really impressive, you know. But if you're defending well and you're getting rebounds, or if they're scoring and you can get it out quick, and then they wore down too. You know, remember they played on
48 hours.
Yeah. So again, I want to weigh everything, but I want to keep it all in perspective.
Is McQuaid driving more than last year? He's better at it from the wing?
Yeah, he is.
And that gives you something.
That gives us a lot because he's a good free throw shooter, and that gives us a lot. He's going to help. He'll help us.
Did you ask him to do that?
Yeah.
These kinds of
We told him we want him to turn it up. We want Josh to turn it up a little more, settling for jump shots. Josh not getting any free throws. And I'd like him to drive it a little more too. All right, guys.